This is Holly Carmichael. I am the instructor for Chem 130A. This is the 1 credit online lab course that's to be taught this summer. But I take a couple of minutes and go through the things that you're going to need to do in this course throughout the summer. So number one, remember that this summer semester is only 8 weeks long. So normal semesters are 16 weeks. So you're going to have to complete labs sort of twice as fast as you would complete them under a semester. So two things that you need for this course. Number one, you need the eScience lab kit. This is a physical box that gets shipped to your house. It is included in your tuition. So if you've registered for the course and paid your tuition, you've actually already paid for that lab kit. Do make sure that your mailing address is correct in self-service, because the eScience kit will get shipped as soon as May the 30th rolls past. That is the enrollment verification due date. So do make sure you have that. The first 3 labs that you have to do, you do not need the kit. So you don't have any reason to go ahead and get started. Second thing that you're going to need is you're going to need the molecular modeling kit. So this is a plastic kit. It's got like the plastic balls and sticks. You're going to use it in 4 of your labs in the semester. And it's one to help you kind of get an idea for 3-dimensional structures, shapes of molecules, putting things together for covalent molecules. I hope that you find it helpful. So like I said, you are going to have, because this is a 8-week course, you will actually have labs due twice a week. There's total of 15 labs in these 8 weeks. 25% of your grade comes from what's called the pre-labs. 75% of your grade is going to come from the lab report assignments. I do drop the lowest. So if you go ahead and get the first 14 done, then you don't have to worry about the last one. So that's sometimes a nice thing to do. There are a couple of labs where there are some things that you would need to buy at the store in order to finish the lab. So if that's an issue, maybe you wouldn't want to skip that one. So here's sort of how it's set up. The lab assignment is all in Moodle. I'm going to jump to Moodle now so that you can see. This is the Chem 130A summer class. Your eScience kit gets shipped to you. There's the enrollment verification. There's the online orientation. These you have to do before you can see the rest of the material for the semester. There is information about the course. This lecture or short little introduction thing is going to get posted here in case you need to look at it again. Reminder to make sure you check your mailing address for your eScience kit. Make sure that you get your molecular model kit from the bookstore. Those are the only 2 things that you'd need. Each week, there's a lab, 2 labs really. So the first one's due the 27th. And so I have made them due every Wednesday and every Tuesday and every Saturday night. So Tuesday night, Saturday night, that's when things are due. So here's the first one. So this is a good example. One, I know you don't have your lab kit. You don't need your kit to do this lab. You don't need your kit to do the first 3 labs. So don't put it off. Go ahead and get done because it's due on the 27th, this coming Saturday. So you want to make sure that you get that done. Here is the first link. Is the eScience link to what they call Getting Started. When you click this link, it's going to open like this. It's going to open in a new window, and you're going to go through all of what I call the background information. This background information is going to kind of give you the information that you need to be able to do the lab for that week, the background information to help you understand and answer questions. As soon as you finish going through those, then you want to go ahead and do the pre-lab. The pre-lab assignment is typically just a couple of questions based on that background information for the lab. If you are ever unsure about what you're doing in the lab, there is actually a video tutorial. And I think that I have video tutorials for 10 out of the 15 labs. They're very straightforward, but just sort of to help walk you through, especially as you get used to them. Okay, so here's a video tutorial that you would need if you need help in making sure that you get everything done. So with each lab, read the background, watch the video tutorial if you need to. Here's the pre-lab assignment. Then here is the agreement that you have to upload as your lab report. So in the first lab, it's really just a safety agreement. Download this, complete it, save it to your computer, and then you'll upload it here. So those pink boxes, the getting started pre-lab and the upload the getting started lab safety, those are the things where you're going to upload assignments or complete assignments. The things that are in with the blue icons with the little globe or the little page thing, those are always going to be the things that are kind of the background information, either extra information, extra instructions, or a video tutorial. So that's for the one that's due on the 27th. The one that is due on the 30th, you'll see the same. Very first link is the link to the eScience site, and you'll go through the background information. This one's for Introduction to Science. So you'll see when it pulls this up, very similar. This has a little more detail because we're talking about things that are in Chapter 1, significant figures, unit conversions, some also information about science and how you study science with the scientific method. And so that's all in this background information. Go through all of this. Once you get finished and you get down to the end, then you're going to go back. Here's the tutorial that might just help walk you through if you need more help with it. Here's the pre-lab that you want to make sure you finish. That's related to this background information. Then download this lab report sheet to complete for that Intro to Science. So you download this, complete it, and you'll upload it as your assignment here. You can upload it as a Word document. You can upload it as a PDF. The only things that you can't upload it as, it cannot upload it as a .pages. .pages is with a Mac. That is the Mac word processor. The problem is I don't have any way to open a .pages. So if you're using .pages or if you're using Pages as your word processor, that's completely fine for you. Just make sure you always save things as a .pdf. So you'll just have to change the file format so that you can upload it, because I can't open those. If you ever have to take images, and I can actually tell you in this, I know in say this one, you are going to have to insert images into your assignment. So notice again, there is instructions on this one, another tutorial. There's the lab report to complete. When you go into this lab report, it will say take a photo of these models. When you take photos, just put them directly into the Word document or your word processor document, whatever type you use. And the best thing to do whenever you have images in your file to make the file smaller, it's just make sure you save it as a .pdf. And that way it opens as an Adobe format file. So it's a much smaller file size. So I've already got all of these open. They'll all be open for you as soon as you do your enrollment verification. I am going to include the syllabus in this. The syllabus shows you basically, I said 75% of your grade 75% of your grade comes from those lab report assignments that are due with each lab, and then 25% from the pre-lab assignments. I drop the lowest of each of those. Remember that I grade these for completion and correctness. Attendance-wise, you have to make sure that you complete these assignments throughout the summer. If you miss 2 consecutive weeks of courses, I'm required to drop you for non-attendance. Just let me know if there's something that's going on, if you need an extra day or 2 of time. But the problem is with the 8-week summer, if you get behind, you're going to be behind all semester, that entire summer. And it would really be best for you to drop the class and take it in the summer if that's going to be a problem. Last day to drop without any kind of penalty is July 18th, but hopefully nobody runs into that. The only problems I have ever run into with sort of lab reports and such is plagiarism. So if you copy information off of the internet, that's plagiarism. What I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you put answers in your own words. Part of the reason that I have you take photos of images, materials, things that you're doing, the labs as you're doing your test tube results, the color of whatever test you did, is all to show that you're doing the work. It's really not useful if you copy somebody else's work. So do make sure that when you're answering questions, you put them in your own words. Don't copy things off of the internet. It's not that hard to pick it out. If I pick it out, if I find that there's answers that you have that are wrong. Usually when they're on the internet, they're wrong, and they're exactly the same as sources that are out there, then I'll have to give you a 0 for that grade. Okay, last thing, last page. At the very top, that Nash Community College resources, I really do encourage you to look at that. There are many resources available at Nash Community College to help get you through classes, to help support you in other ways. There's scholarship applications. We have a student wellness center. We have funding for daycare, funding for travel, for car, gas cards, those types of things. If there's anything that you need, you can find that information there. And if you have any questions as we go through the semester, do feel free to reach out. I have no problem whatsoever at all referring you to any kind of help or resource that I can. Just let me know. So this last one, I said you have assignments due every Tuesday and every Saturday. And so just think about it. You've got to get a lab done by every Tuesday night and every Saturday night. And I set this way because that way the lecture classes, things are due Sundays or Mondays and Wednesdays. So you've kind of got things due pretty much every day if you're in both of these classes. All right. So just so that you know, so notice that Moodle, the enrollment verification, that's not officially due until the 30th of May. However, you actually have your first lab due on the 27th. And then the second lab is due on the 30th. So once you get started with these, my suggestion is go ahead and get a calendar out, get a paper, start writing these due dates down so that you can keep track of this class as well as the lecture class, so you can keep them straight so that you don't end up forgetting which things are due, or even just put a note next to your laptop computer asking yourselves, did you do the lab? Lab is due Tuesdays and Saturdays. Did you get the lecture material done? Lecture material is always due on Sundays or Mondays, and then on Wednesdays. So you've always kind of like Fridays, I guess, is the only day that you have things that are not possibly due. Okay. I really hope that you enjoy this. I know that it's going to be a fast semester, but I hope that you enjoy the material, the topics. I hope that you find that the information we cover in this lab does help you in the lecture. I've actually tried to design and write a number of different labs to try and reinforce the material that you're covering as you progress through Chem 130.